Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So a lot has happened within the last 24 hours and I will get to that. But what I really would like to talk about today is fashion, style and influence, especially in regards to our beloved Catherine, the Princess of Wales. Now, an article really did catch my attention this morning and I thought that I would delve a little deeper into it. But before I bang on about that, I would like to do a little bit of housekeeping and talk about a royal who is extremely hardworking, touted to be one of the hardest working royals in the firm to date, who doesn't really get much acknowledgement. So I would just like to thank the Princess Royale for her hard works. So I wanted to really kick off this video and dedicate it to her hard work, perseverance, and service to the British public. She's often overlooked by mainstream media at large. The Princess Royale has dedicated her life to serving the crown, and on September 9th, which was yesterday, she touched down in Adlington by helicopter at Adlington Junior Football's Club. She was met with crowds of excited young children, which was well packed by the press. She was there to visit a number of organisations, and the main one in particular was the UK Fashion and Textile Association that she is president of, which is headquartered at Pincroft's Military Textile Factory. I find Anne extremely fascinating because her elegant style and dutifulness over the years is always brushed over and never really acknowledged. Now, if you delve into the style archives of our Princess Royale, you'll see she wore some very elaborate, stylish, sharp, chic key pieces, especially in her youth. So this is just simply a nod to her because she does deserve to be acknowledged. Secondly, our desperate Prince Harry, of course, delved deeper into emptying the coffers of his and Meghan's security fund and has widely publicized that he donated a whopping 1.1 million to a charity called Children in Need in order to disperse the circulating rumors that he and Meghan are in financial hardship. Now, of course, we know that he and Meghan are in financial hardship, and Harry's not just here because he wants to reconcile and he wants to smooth over the hatchet with his family. Harry is here because he is on the beg. He needs money and he needs it now. He's sick and tired, of course, of being dragged in the press and having his financial outlook scrutinized to the extent that it is. But we all know that Harry and Meghan are not making that much money. And so where is the money coming from? Now, the fact that the press, firstly, has been told of Harry's charitable generosity, it really highlights, in my personal opinion, that it is no longer a charitable gift, but purchasing of good PR. It simply exclaims, look at me, I'm a good human being. Now that's in my personal opinion. And we just know for a fact that Harry is desperate for some good PR. He's being extremely frozen out by William, who is getting on with it. And I will go on to analyze what he's been doing. So I will elaborate on this further in another video. And the fact of the matter is that William is making every effort to push his brother to the back of his mind at the minute. On this same day, a few hours before Harry made his appearance in Nottingham at the Children in Need engagement, and had that charitable donation plastered all over the press, which we know he leaked to the press by himself, which he loves to do. William attended a youth charity in South London just hours before. Of course, the Prince of Wales met with young people at Spiral Skills in Lambeth, not far from where I was born. In fact, I actually was born in Lambeth, which recently received funding from his Homewards initiative. And I would just like to say, take note of the fact that the amount was not broadcast to the media. He was pictured in a suit that could have been tailored by a designer called Lee Marsh, a black Jamaican British tailor who works for one of London's most prestigious tailor brands, located at number 13 on Savile Row. He has made countless suits for the prince in the past, and Prince William's suit would have ranged from the region of costing about £5,000 to £6,000. In my personal opinion, he can spend as much as he wants on public suits because he's actually working for it. He's here serving the public in real time. But this is all, of course, for a separate video. And what I really wanted to talk about, which is the meat and bones of this video, is the fact that Meghan is supposed to be the fancy ex-TIG blogger, but she has no style and influence. And our beloved Catherine is the one who's actually making global influence. So now many royal watchers know that the leading ladies, who of course either marry into the firm or who are born into the firm, have global style and influence. They can affect change and make differences in the world. Catherine, of course, is no exception to this. When she was sighted on September 8th wearing her Kiki McDo Grace Diamond and White Topaz studs, which are 9mm diameter earrings set in 18 karat white gold, currently retailing at Fetch.com for $2,253, paired with her £315 Hugo Boss staple pumps in Apricot Grey and her £2,137 plaid dress by Alexander Rich. The world took notice. Now, Catherine has owned these earrings for over 14 years and her pumps are not new either, but her style has amazing grace, elegance, and influence globally. The bodice of this dress I particularly liked because it did give her more of a waist, was emphasized with statement buttons running down the middle with a crystal center surrounded by a halo of rhinestones that matched her earrings. What am I leading up to here? What I'm leading up to is that a lady called Alina Kabeva, who has been rumored to be the mistress of Vladimir, and we know which Vladimir I'm talking about, has been taking style notes. The Express has essentially said that she aspires to adopt the style of Catherine, and she has been making great strides recently in order to emulate the Princess of Wales. So, quote for quote, the Russian president's rumored mistress is reportedly attempting to emulate the Princess of Wales and Melania Trump as she potentially emerges as Russia's new first lady. And I think that our Catherine, even though there's been a lot of harsh critic of her new blonde hue, does get it right a lot of times. She never really shows too much flesh. She always keeps it demure and tasteful. And she gets it just about right, doesn't she? She's not got an exaggerated, tacky, new money style, and equally, she's not extremely underdressed, and her hair, of course, is always neat. Unlike the sprag of Montecito, who's always trying to look as though she's down to earth and realistic, and yet she's so unrelatable with all of that clanky gold dripping off of her wrists, even when she's cooking and meant to be jewelryless. So a lot of leading ladies globally across the world take notes from Catherine because she does draw a nice balance of elegance and duty rolled into one. So the much younger Olympic gold medalist gymnast Alina Kabeva, and they say that because she has a 30-year age gap between herself and her alleged lover Vladimir, age 42, has allegedly been Mr. Putin's clandestine partner for the past 18 years, on and off. They actually have a kid together, which I was quite surprised about. The Russian fashion authority Natasha Kiselva remarked, before Alina's style was similar to that of a governor's or an MP's wife, it was mature and frankly speaking, it didn't suit her very well. But now she has become much fresher and younger, even in her clothing style. We can look at the dress she appeared in while she was in Beijing this September. It is absolutely a Kate Middleton style, or even a bit of Melania Trump. It is decisively, she went on to quote, the style of a first lady. And that's what we have been graced to be out with the wretched, moaning, whining Sprag of Montecito. And we have a leading first lady who represents us very well. So, despite Mr. Vladimir's disdain for us in the West, she has a penchant for French and Italian labels, very similar to our Princess of Wales. Among the iconic French heritage brands, Cabeva prefers Chanel and Dior with vintage bags. She has been pictured with a black £33,000 Hermes Birkin bag, and before the war, she often flew to European countries, chartering business jets such as the Challenger and Cessna to the sweet cost of £18,000 per flight. And of course, she's an Olympic gymnast, former Olympian, gold medalist. So she is well traveled and into all of these things. And I think that she's a lady who knows what she likes and she knows good style when she sees it. So this image of Catherine pictured here wearing the Queen Mary's Lover's Knot, which has been edited quite a few times over the years by our leading royal ladies, is a style that I believe Alina was trying to emulate. Kate has worn this dazzling pearl and diamond tiara a total of 12 times in public to date between 2015 and 2025. Now, of course, her tiara is far more elegant than the headband that Alina is pictured in wearing here, but I can see the correlation between the pearls, the pearl earrings, and the pearl headband. And of course, a headband cannot compete with a tiara. But it goes to show you how influential Catherine's style is globally. Alina also emulated Catherine's Wimbledon look when she was pictured here at Wimbledon in a dress by a brand called Self Portrait, rumored to be worth £450, paired with Italian Gianvito Rossi shoes that retail at £950. Catherine owns 18 different pairs from the designer, and of course, she carried a bag from a lady called Hanya Hinmarch. The designer sells the bag for a total of £950, and Alina was pictured here this September in China wearing a full-on suit and skirt from Dolce & Gabbana that retails for around £6,000. Catherine has style. She has grace, she has elegance, and she has influence, and I'm here for it. The Sprag of Montecito, of course, can never touch her on these many levels. And so, with all that being said, guys, I'll be back with another video, especially to keep you updated on the trending evolution of the feud between the Sussexes and the Waleses. I'll be back. Bye, guys.